Hello everyone, today I'm going to be fixing a Suncast shed, which looks like this. To start the process, you're going to want to put concrete fasteners into the ground in each of these holes. But for today's purpose, I'm not going to show you how to do them because I don't want to drill holes into my new concrete, and I want to move it around. So the first step after you keep the fasteners or secure it to wood is that you want to keep the left side panel. It's called panel B. So what you do is you place it into the holes as seen on here. You place it into the holes and you have to slide it in. And once it's slid in partially, you can use a mallet to bang it at the bottom so that it goes in and secures in place. Now we want to take this panel E, which is the left backside panel, and place it and connect it to the left side panel here. So to do that, you're going to want to make sure that the left side panel, these holes connect with these pieces that are protruding out. And as you can see on the floor, there are this small divot or crevice inside the plastic. You want to match it also with the bottom of the left backside panel.
So now I'm gonna you want to first keep the left side's hooks into these holes, and then you want to make sure you put the bottom parts correctly. So I'll first demonstrate, so that makes sense. Very careful. Alright. Yeah, it's in the hole. And as you can see, it's also inside these three places, so that's how you know it's good and you fixed it right.
The next step is to do the right side panel, or panel C. It's basically the same process as keeping this left panel, but you have to make sure it's with the right sides, like these right hooks, and it's facing the right hole. So first, you want to make sure that the hooks are going inside the holes properly. So as you can see, there's no gap. And you can check it by leaning it like this. That means you know it's hooked. And if you feel a tension, then you're just going to want to push it in, slide it in.
And then you might want to mallet it in a little bit more, so I'll get the mallet.
Now you're going to be installing the most painful panel to do, the right back panel. So you're going to repeat the process you did on this left side by hooking these hooks to their holes. So I will do that here. And let it slide. And you want to make sure to push it on the other side and make sure it hooks to the bottom. So I'm gonna put it down. That's it. Okay, now that you have the back panels aligned, you're going to want to take this plastic screw called EE, and it comes with this part which kind of looks like has like an Allen bar
configuration, but it's like a screwdriver. So I already did the first bolt here. As you can see, you do not want to keep the top part yet, because that's going to be, you're going to do that later when you attach the roof. But for now, we'll just attach these three bolts. So first you keep it in, goes in. If you hear the clicking, that's good. You do the same for the bottom. So now you know that your back panels are tightly secured.
This is the roof panel. To identify which side is the front, you're going to want to see which has a smaller area when you keep this part J. So, I'm going to keep this here. So if I divide it by, if I look at the sides here and here, this side is the smaller area compared to that side, meaning that this side should be the front side. You can also distinguish that this is the front side by knowing that if you have some, if it's not holed and it's different from the pattern here, that is the back side. Now, another important thing to know is where you should, the orientation of this panel J. So as you can see here, there is a hole on this side, a small hole, and you want to keep it on this right side specifically because we'll later need it for the roof. But if you see this hole, make sure it's facing the right side when you're looking at it from the front view. Now you're going to want to make sure that your panels are aligned. These holes are aligned with the holes inside the panels. So if you look over here, there's these holes here that are meant for drilling with this black screw, HH. So I'm going to first align everything so that the holes are in the right place. I'm going to make sure the other side is also aligned properly. Now that it's aligned properly, you're going to take your drill bit and screw it in. So I'm going to go on the other side. I'm just going to screw it in. And you're going to keep on doing that for the rest of the panels. After you have kept the support beam JJ, you're going to want to take this S rail and make sure it slides in here. So to figure out the orientation of the S rail, you're going to want to see that there's this smaller width side here, flat side here. That should be on the ground like this. And then after that, this big thick side should go over, or at least hunk over these this plastic like this. After that, you're gonna want to take this L bracket. The part's name is called L, and we're gonna place it all around the roof. So first, you're gonna want to, for the right side, you're gonna want to keep the bracket positioned like this and screw it in. For the back side, you're gonna want to position it like this, and for the other side, you're gonna want to position it like this.
After that, just screw it with the FF screw, and you're good to go. So.
Takes this L-shaped bracket with diagonal holes, and you're going to keep it on the front side here. So if you look at the big picture, it should look like this, and the vertical part should be facing inwards toward the shed.
So now I'm just going to screw these in. So you're going to take your HH bolt and number one and number two.
I kept the roof on top of all of these side walls, and I'm going to, as you can see here, these L clamps are faced so that I can keep my FF screws inside the holes. So I'm just gonna make sure that the roof is fastened to these walls.
That's one.
Now, you're gonna take your hinges and slide it in the hole here. I can easily slide it in because there's this gap here. So I make sure I align the gap with this wall point, and then I turn it all the way so that it doesn't fall back down.
So I'll be doing the same for the other hinges. And the last one for the bar.
Now that you have the hinges correct, you're going to take the door very slowly and gently and make sure it goes inside. now that it's in, you're gonna want to make sure that these hinges are in these holes.
Specifically. Number one. Next, this one. Number two. Lastly. Number three. So sometimes it might pop back out. That should be it.
So now we're gonna take this screw called GG and bolt the hinge AA.
There's a side hole, you're just gonna put the screw in there and just screw it in. So you have to first make sure that the hole is there, and then after that, just screw it in.
Now we're gonna be fixing the door handle. So the final product will look like this. To start, you're gonna want to come here and there'll be two holes. What you do is you just put the handle through the holes and make sure you look at the other side and keep the screws. Once you Now we're going to keep the D-ring side bolt and attach it to the top so that when you close it, you can lock it inside. So now we're going to be attaching the lock to the door. So to do that, you first have to keep the screws in. It's very important you do this, because if you don't do it now, you won't be able to do it later because of this. And then for the other side, take this and face it this way.